serious?
Listen. Yeah.
But yeah, I thought you was ready to join. Okay, good.
Okay. All right, let's start. So welcome to Nuggets for Life with Coach Anakin and Team LETS. We're having a second week in December, and it's been a very interesting one. Today we are hosting some of our speakers for the NuggetsDay Naija 2022 program, which just saw the montage roll on. That'll be coming up on the 16th of December. That's next week Friday. From 9 a.m. at the Lekki Coliseum, which is at number 14 Providence Road off Admiralty Way in Lekki Phase 1, Lagos. So we are seriously geared up for that program. Before we get to meet some of the speakers, I'd like to introduce you, welcome you to Nuggets for Successful Life with Coach Anakin and Team LETS. This is where we help to align your thoughts, your actions towards being able to set the right goals, being able to plan on achieving them, and we help you to achieve those goals beyond what you've ever dreamt, but we do it a week at a time. Our strategy is that we give you nuggets and help. We give you tools which you use in the 8 key areas of your life and help you to achieve those goals in your life, in your businesses, beyond what you could ever dream. My name is Coach Bibi, and I'll be your host today, as usual. It's a family affair, so to say. We have a very wonderful, cordial meeting here. So if at any point in time you're not shy, you could have your video on. Once your ambience is good for that, have your video on. We'd love to see your lovely faces. And you can also unmute your mic when you have a question. Just show a raise of hand from the emoticons, and we're able to pull you up and have you ask your question or share your comment. Don't be shy, like I said. Today is going to be conversations all through, and we want you to participate in it freely. Open your mind and also share your thoughts as well with us. But if your ambience is noisy, then you can keep your mic muted. We wouldn't mind. So, still remember, as an organization, we stand for peace in all that we do. We stand for justice. So we're still calling for peace even in Ukraine. And also we look out for your good and we say, be careful as you move around. The cold season is back, the flu is around. Just protect yourself. Keep the good sanitary um, habits so that we don't have anybody falling sick. Whether you're in Lagos or not, on Friday, there are means for you to link up to this program. On the community platform on WhatsApp, you will see links. You'll see the flyers that can take you right to the landing page. And from there, you can also reserve your seat for this program. In case you are not in Lagos, we don't want you to miss out. So indicating your location helps us to know. We'll have to generate a special link for you so that you can log on remotely to that program. It's a full day package. It's seriously loaded. In fact, we're almost doubting that it's still not going to be an overload. But because it's a one-day thing, we don't want you to miss out in any way. So we're really getting set for that. And by the way, the pack, the goodies that Santa, Coach Anekan, so to say, and Team LTS are bringing, they are so much. Next week we'll be getting out of town in Lagos to Ogun State. We're going to be training some people and helping out some people as well. Some teenagers, school children, some agencies. We're going to be sharing what would help them get better and prepared for 2023. We're going to be share with you to let you know that it's about giving. It's about giving. And why am I saying that? If you can afford to buy more than a ticket, buy for someone else. It's going to be a priceless gift to them. In fact, I dare say, it will make a lot of change in their lives beyond what a chicken or a bag of rice will do for their lives. Because if they keep on staying in the same spot where they're always looking for a bag of rice and chicken, that's not a good thing. But if you let them understand the truth of their nature, the truth about their environment, what they need to do to become better, what they need to do to achieve their purpose in life, then by next year they are the ones buying bags of rice and chicken for other people. So you'll have sown into their lives a kind of seed that's germinated and is bringing out fruits. So if you have one or two people around you, you feel you can, they need to have some form of productivity increase. They need to increase their wealth. They need to do all of this without sacrificing their health and well-being. Then you should introduce them to that. Your staff, your colleagues, your boss, you could introduce them to this and buy them a ticket, a gold ticket, a classic ticket, put them on that program. You can also support us because of some people that we know can afford such ticket, even though we brought it as low as we can. You could still send to us and say, hey, I'm paying it forward to help other people. We promise you we would allocate that, allow people, somebody to come in free, and they will just be wondering who is the angel that paid their way for them, and that will be you. We know for sure you will be blessed for that. So today it's fun. Today is for us to discuss and prepare our hearts and get us ready. I know you are preparing your purses, you are preparing your pots, you are preparing for the holidays, you are preparing for the vacations and the trips. But guess what? After all of that, you will come back home and the reality of 2023 will still be there. But what if you prepare for all of this, enjoy the holidays, the Yuletide, and yet you enjoy the fact that your heart is at peace because you are prepared for 2023. There's no better place to be. There's no better place than NuggetsDay Naija 2022 at the Coliseum. Coach Anekan, our head coach all the way from Ontario, Canada. And I dare say, Coach Anekan, I think today you need to tell me where you are. I don't usually ask where you are. So today you need to tell me where you are. Because I'm saying you are all the way from Ontario, Canada. Yes. But right now, you're looking different, Coach Anekan. So what's making all this difference? Why are you shining extra? Am I smelling some banga? Am I smelling some Nigerian palm oil? Make welcome, everyone. Coach
I don't know what
Eke
you're
Joshua
smelling.
White.
I don't know what you're smelling, but I'm in Naija live and direct, and it couldn't have been better. Someone asked me how am I adjusting to
Oh,
the heat? So I'm in town. I've never been excited for a program like this one. I've never been. I mean, remember we're all in lockdown for a bit because of COVID. So there was really no outside program until this one. So I'm super pumped. I'm super pumped. Super pumped. Super excited. So yes, I'm
great.
in Naija live and direct.
All right. Welcome, Coach Aneka. And I've been fortunate to be with him. And also last Friday was my birthday. So we hung out on my birthday and it's been so nice. And truly, he's so excited to be here. We've also had we've touched base with our speakers. They're all excited to be with you on Friday. All right. So please, today's going to be lovely. And I would like to encourage that we all get into that mood. Let's be ready to discuss and to share ideas. Now, one of the ideas I would like to share, is the fact that, Coach Neka, when people are asked, "Who are you?" People tend to say, I'm the latest billionaire in Nigeria. I'm the one that was on the Forbes 20. I'm the political aspirant for social party. I'm the next governor of social state. I'll be, or I'm tend to introduce ourselves in this way. And why I'm asking this, why I'm saying this is this: the way you introduce yourself is basically lesser than you think about yourself. If you think about it, the way you introduce yourself is usually a notch lower than you think about yourself. All right. So why do we find it difficult to introduce ourselves really, apart from saying all that we do or we have? And somebody asked this question, said, what if those things are taken from you? What will be left? And that very statement is actually the bane of the majority of the challenge that we have when it comes to our personality. And where am I going with this? Your personality, your character, your integrity, your value, your inner self, your purpose, your passion. They are the things that determine how far left or right you can go when on the line of life. So I was talking with someone and I said, what have we gone beyond? Or what do we think we've gone beyond? We've grown beyond. But when situations change, we tend to reverse to. The person just lost a job and I told her, I said, now is when you know what your value really is. While you're waiting for another job, the fear of the unknown would actually test your value.
Mm.
But you see, once you can attain your definition of yourself by introducing yourself to yourself, you tend to have time to think about what you really stand for. So if you ask me who I am, maybe 2 years ago, I'll tell you my name is Bimbola Shoremi. I'm an architect. I'm the CEO of Okuman Concepts Limited. I hold the record in the shortest time for constructing a filling station in West Africa, Nigeria and in West Africa. I've worked for multinationals. I'm one of the think tanks when it comes to changing the face of filling stations since the year 2000 as a young man in Nigeria. I was one of the first people that did certain constructions in Lagos and convinced the Lagos building community to accept a way of keeping underground tanks very near and underground, near the canopies. And one of the first people that installed UPP flex pipes in Nigeria. And I'll tell you all of that. But guess what? What if that is taken away? So that would be my introduction, and I'll be very proud of that. But if that was taken away and I'm asked, who are you? Sounds as if I'm almost saying I'm nobody the next time. But now, if you ask me who I am, I will tell you that my name is still my name, Abiola Shiremi. But now, I'm not just a CEO of a company, I'm also a life transformational coach. Now, I've discovered my purpose is to help people, help the needy. I help to enlighten the minds of people, make them wealthy in their minds so that they can translate that to a balanced life. I teach them how to set goals, set them right, attain those goals. I teach them how to be happy, how to understand the things around themselves and how to understand their mindset. I love to reach out to the youth and encourage them for the next phase of their life so that they are not encumbered by what they see around themselves. I give hope to people. I share out of what I know, and I tend to know more. I learn more to give out to people to share more. You can't take that away from me, right? So,
Mhm.
who are you? Who do you think you are? And who do people see you to be? Most of us are wrapped around our life when it comes to our jobs. In fact, for most people, when you take our profession away from us, our career, we're done. And that's why some people are depressed. We're done. We're done. That's the only thing that keeps us going. Some people it's their children. Oh, I live for my kids. Some people say it's my, it's my, it's my business, or it's my parents. It's this or that. But how do you survive if those things are taken away, or if those things are challenged? And COVID showed us a sample of that. COVID showed us a good sample of that. For over a year, almost a year, we couldn't move around as much. We couldn't party. We couldn't live. We couldn't go to work. We couldn't move around. And a lot of people reacted differently, and differently, some awkwardly. But some of the repercussions came after COVID itself, after the lockdown was lifted. But guess what? There's another form of COVID next year, 2023. And it may not sound literal, but in some climes, some people are saying there's another flow, another wave of infections coming over. Some people are claiming that. All right. But apart from that, not in the literal terms, for most countries, 2023 is going to be critical. For a country like Nigeria, 2023 is already leaning towards its critical state, because all you hear about right now are the elections. Because election, there's a new policy about how much money you can withdraw over the counter per week, and there's already so much noise about all of that. Because of that, you're seeing the fuel scarcity. You are seeing the outflow of brains from the country. You are seeing cash being taken from the system and forced back into the banking industry. You are seeing money wasted because people are afraid to bring that cash back. The economy is being impacted, and people are reacting differently. Some people are saying, "I got to run out of this country." Some people are saying, "I don't have any other place to go, so I want to amass wealth as I can." Some people are cheating. Some people are stealing. I saw the news. A young boy, 22 years old, was asked what happened to his neighbor, and he said he killed him. He opened his net, entered his house, and bashed his head, macheted him, and used the annoying part was how he said I used a little of his blood. That was the annoying part. I was like, did he turn the tap and say, "Let me give you a little"? You kill someone, he said, "Use a little." A 22-year-old boy. And he said he has never done that for, he's been doing other times, but now he wants to do this ritual. And that was bizarre. But the guy was saying it, his expression was so blank. And it's all about the pressure around you. Now, I'm not saying you can go to that extreme, but how far can you go out of fear? How far would you go out of uncertainties? What would you do if at this moment you were given an option of saying, do you need more money? Can you work more hours? Can you go 24 hours and you get paid more? Can you do this for this? A whole lot of people are ready to sacrifice anything to get to where they are going. And I'm not saying it's bad to sacrifice, but must you sacrifice everything for something? That is one of the things we want to define. How to increase your productivity, increase your wealth, and not lose your health. Those three things are pivotal. Your well-being, your mindset, your clarity of mind is what helps you to take the right decisions in life anyway. And once you lose any of those things, the upheaval becomes reality. A lot of information are going around. There are praises, there are worships, there are teachings going around. I appreciate all of them. But one thing you must not miss out is being able to address those issues that pertain to you, that are very practical as well to you. As we thank God for the new year coming up, we must be ready, equipped for the things that are about to blow up here. I'm not saying blow up in a bad way, no, but realities are going to come as waves. We must be ready. One of the places where we lose a battle quickly and force before it shows outside is the mind. And you see me go back to that all the time. Your goal setting prepares your mind. It's a preparation of the mind. It's like tilling the ground when you set goals. You are checking inside you and asking, what do I need to become? How do I become what I want to become? That preparation is what takes away the uncertainty in life. Versus waking up each morning and saying, whatever will be, will be. After a few days of singing that song, reality also dawns on the person that what is being may not be what you want. And for me, I would want us to think about these things. So, Coach Aneka, if I ask you, who is Coach Aneka? What would you say?
Hi, my name is Eloho Efemoy. I am a brand visibility coach and the founder of Heart Song Live Radio, Scotland's #1 Christian radio station. You know, if you have a dream, if you have a goal, if you have a vision, you've got to do everything it takes to see that dream, vision, goal come to pass. And NuggetsDay 2022 with Coach Aniekan is the place that you want to be. Honestly, you cannot afford to miss this event because it's going to equip you with the tools that you need to succeed in 2023. Make sure you attend. Register now.
If I answered you, I might take another, I don't know, take you another dimension. But what I want to rather do is to ask on the line. I know I have Dr. Bina on the call as well as one of our speakers. I have Coach Natalia, one of our speakers on the call as well. And you, obviously, you're already giving us a bit of the things that we're going to be expecting to hear in the program. Now, I want to kind of pull my good friend Dr. Abina, and some of you have not heard him speak before, so I will let him, talk a bit to share a few things with us. But whatever he shares is still a tiny bitty thing compared to what he's going to be sharing with us come Friday, December 16th. So welcome, Dr. Abina. How are you, sir?
Thank you very much, Coach. It's exciting to be here. The network was trying to deny me, but I stood firm, and I was lucky to get in here. I'm looking forward to Friday. I'm looking forward, and I'm hoping that we can have a session that will be rewarding to all of us as a team, and not just only to the participants, but even to some of us as the speakers, because I'm expecting something that will be interactive. So the idea is, of course, whatever it is, whatever topic each of us will be handling, we put it on the table, give our perspective about these things. I expect to get reactions, maybe 1 or 2 breakout sessions, depending on how it's done, so that people can also do a deep dive into what they think they've heard, and bring in some perspective so that we all can treat it together I'm very excited about this, and I'm looking at a wider scope. I had a lecture this afternoon where the theme was actually quite narrow. But what we found out, especially because of the season that we found ourselves, a lot of the things that are happening around us to businesses, security, exchange, people's lives generally, maybe even the political season coming, you're finding out that there seems to be a convergence around what will my life look like post maybe either March 2023 or post May 2023. People are asking questions, deep and probing questions, and these are some of the things I think we should be able to find some form of answers to. And when I'm saying answers, yes, a lot of you are professionals and what have you, but some of them will be real life things. I heard when Kodubi was saying all the way from Ontario, Canada, when he was referring to you, the truth is, how different is the life in Ontario, Canada from what's happening here? There are double-digit inflation in about 40-something countries of the world. So things might be different in specifics in each country, but what afflicts the entire world is close to the same thing. And some of these things have been happening post-COVID. The world hasn't really gotten over it. Now, every country's approach is different. How it affects the citizens of every country is different, but we cannot overstate the fact that there is an issue on ground. So I'm expecting a very interactive session. I'm fired up, and I'm also looking for the opportunity, to be able to get enough materials, because I want to be able to spread around to a lot of my friends around to come register for the session, come and join, come and share ideas with us. I'm expecting to also see participants who will teach us few things in sharing. That for me is the idea. So the speakers are going to come with a lot of prepared position, papers and what have you. But I'm also expecting an audience that is fired up to take us up on some of these papers, so that at the end of the day, we can live there as a team that is, better off to meet the challenges, that will start to come in the new year. I know this is what you do every time. You get us together, try to take on life challenges, business challenges, and generally, to improve lives. But you must agree that it's looking like the tough season is persisting, and people are asking questions. People are doubting themselves. We are seeing a lot of mishap as a function of people's state of mind. And it's important that we ask the right questions to say exactly how are people thinking? Why are things like this? What can we do? It's never been that you have a magic wand or there's a silver bullet to solve any of these things. But when people are able to speak and interact with you, then you're able to share ideas with them. What's the perspective? And then maybe we start to teach ourselves more about what does this happy mean. Somebody said to me today that being happy implies that you should get a lot of contentment, and that if you are not driven towards contentment, you might find out that the goalpost of happiness keeps shifting all the time. There are lots to discuss, and I'm fired up, and I'm eager to be part of this session. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I know that I had to catch you just before you had entered your lecture, 3 minutes before your lecture. And it's good that you actually said that, because it's been for me, what would it be like after? Now, you mentioned Canada, interestingly, because of COVID, the Canadian government have doled out a lot of money. I mean, the money that they kind of used to let me use the word, to sustain the citizenship of Canada, they have not spent that kind of money in the last 20 years combined. So if you spend money like that, you have to look for some way to get the money back. So it's not peculiar to a particular place anymore. The thing that is happening now is global, and you need to start asking yourself that critical question: what would happen to me after March or May of 2023. And listen, if you can't find a clear-cut answer to that, then you need to start to do something about it now. I know that sometimes we Nigerians, we cannot have this concept. We wait for the last minute. We cannot keep, it won't get to me. It won't happen to me. But listen, everything that is happening now is affecting every breathing human being. The only folks who escape this are those who are dead. If you are alive, it's gonna come at you one way or the other. So the more prepared you are, like I tell you something that I do often. When I'm traveling, you know that it's been a culture for me now. I always overpack. And someone asked me one time, I said, why? It's going to be too much. I said, it's in a suitcase already. I said, but I would rather go to where I'm going to and have more than enough to do what I want to do.
Rather than caught napping.
Exactly, I'll be caught napping. And sometimes most of us, we seem to catch ourselves. Maybe we're thinking that one savior would come, ride in a white horse or ride in a limousine and come and rescue us. Listen, if you don't do anything, I've been telling my team, I'm saying, listen, there's going to be a new government next year in Nigeria, come rain, come snow. Now, if this new government comes and they decide to tar all the roads, if you don't have a car, you'll see me walking from point A to point B. That's the bottom line. Or maybe you're taking Uber or something. But if you're preparing and you have some stuff, some product, some service, some program that you're ready and saying, once the atmosphere is ready, I'll run, then you are the one that will be prepared for whatever change is coming, because change is coming and change would catch some people unawares.
No. Yeah.
Look at what's happened. How many of you thought that they would change the Naira note? How many of you thought that they would limit how much you collect from your own money?
Yep.
So there are so many things and I'm glad that someone like my friend Ayo, when it comes to economy, he's not vast, he's deep in it. And that's what I want us to do. And something he said, because a lot of times we think to ourselves, what do I have? I don't have anything to offer. I don't know anything. No, listen, every one of you have something to offer. What you have to offer may not be what Ayo or Coach Abino or Coach Bibi or Coach Natalia or anybody else here has to offer, but whatever you're going to offer. So you're not just coming to the program to come and write, I want to come and listen so I can come and take notes. No, you are coming to answer that question of yourself. What would be of my life and my family or whatever I'm doing after March/May of 2023? And if you can answer that honestly, then it's going to be. I know Coach Natalia is on the call as well, and she's one of our speakers. I know I see that Chris also joined us as well. Now, we're looking at the essence. Why are we having this program? Some of you don't know that, but we had to do a lot of subsidy for the program. We had to get a lot of sponsors for the program so that we can make it affordable for as many people as want to be there. We want to pay this forward. Why? Because we know that if you can get yourself positioned correctly, when these times come, you'll be better prepared. As they say in Boy Scout, right? You're always prepared. So you have to be, listen, if you were prepared 100%, I'll say add another 20% to it, because we don't know there's no one that can predict what's going to happen in the next 2 years. No one can prepare, and everyone is recovering from the pandemic that we just experienced. So I want you to begin to, if you've not done this before, if this is your first time, begin to look at your life in another perspective. You might think that, what am I? I'm not like this person. Listen, it is critical that your contribution to the well-being of others be seen more this time. Our contribution is not just money. It's not as much money. And that's why we're having this program. It's not money. It's not people always go, I don't have money. No, you don't have to have money to be able to bless someone else, to be able to lift up someone else, to be able to. I have heard questions. I have learned from people that I thought I was teaching. I've learned more from people that I thought I came there as the subject expert of the matter. So that's what I came in with. But I realized that I learned because I'm always learning. I'm always listening. Nobody has reached perfection yet. You have not reached climax yet. There's always room above you to grow. And that's what we're looking to do. So any of the speakers, please, if you're here, I know Chris is here, I know Chris Natala is here. Let's hear what your perspective is for the program. What are you looking at? I think Dr. Guga also joined us as well. What's your expectation from the program? I like Dr. Abino's expectation from the program. It's not just he wants to also come and take. You get, he's not all just coming to teach, he also wants to learn. What's your expectation from the program? Please go ahead and answer.
Hello. My name is Giselle. This is Naija 2022. We have been expecting, and this year is in town. So you cannot afford to miss this program. This program is coming loaded with mighty men and women, men of values and women. So you need this. You need this because your life needs this. I want to invite you for this program. It's a very great program. You know, everything that is free has no value. Don't look at, oh, it's to pay, oh, it's the day, it's this. You cannot afford this program. This program is something of a lifetime. So it's something that you keep for your lifetime, for your children and your children's children. They coach you, they show you the path to go. They give you the substance of wisdom how to do life. That is this program is it about. You know, we became champion today because we have been participating in this Nugget program for years now. I know Coach Anika, I know Coach Bibi. I will tell you more about Coach Anika as well. I know him for a long time, for many years. You know, the Bible says, for some of us who are Christians, so the Bible says there is God has given gift to men. Coach Anika is a gift unto men. A gift of God is what the Bible says is follow with no sorrow. There is no sorrow by knowing Coach Anika is the best brother, is the best husband to his wife and father to our daughter. So I can tell you, the people who know Coach Anika, they will tell you that this is somebody that you need to come and listen to. There is many people, there is many speakers that they will come there. They are very loaded. So you need to put this time aside just to come to this Naija 2022 that we have prepared for you all this time around. So you're not going to be disappointed. But what I know, it will bless you, it will bless your generation, it will bless up to 10 generations. So you need wisdom and you need understanding to do this life and to be overcomer in life. You know, many of us are Christians. We go to church, we listen to the word of God. But there is also practical things that we need to learn from, you know, from life. The Bible says it's God who give us the power to make wealth. So power to make wealth is the knowledge of God that has given you. But he give only to men. And if I bring you back again to the Bible says he chose Bezalel, the son of Ur. That same with Coach Anika. God chose him. And he has equipped him with knowledge and understanding and insight for you really to be blessed. So I really invite you. I am your sister Giselle here from Canada. I invite you. I'll be there as well. I invite you to come. Put every other appointment you have aside and prepare yourself for this day because you will never regret it. If you really miss this program, I'll tell you, you'll never forgive yourself for life. But if you attend this program, you will bless the Lord on that day. Say, it was worth it that I attended.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Natalia. For those who don't know, I'm sorry, I'm just coming in. Okay, so I'm excited really about Friday. And because I asked myself, okay, so you're going to go and speak. And what do you intend to achieve at the end of the day? Every day of my life, I encounter different people. And most of these people I see are carrying heavy loads. They're bothered, they're worried about something. And from my interaction with a lot of them, they are going through depression, but they are actually still living in denial because of the stigma. Nobody wants to talk about it. And I try to do something. Every time I put up something on my WhatsApp status, you will see people reaching out to me. And I'm like, and these are people I never thought, these are people I thought were living very perfect life, everything was just figured out. And they are reaching out to me. About 2 of them, one male, one female, saying to me, they almost committed suicide recently. So because of that, I shared 1 or 2 stories with them. And I realized that people are going about and they don't want to talk about it because of the society. So I'm looking forward to people who would not just come to listen to that silent killer, depression. A lot of people are going through it. And if you are living in Nigeria, for instance, you know what it means. A lot of people, honestly. So on that day, I want people beyond just listening to how I, have been able to deal with it. And sometimes you might think these things go away, even when you've mastered the whole thing. If you're not careful, you might even slip back into it. So some people sometimes confuse it with, sadness. So on that day, I'm looking forward to not just talking to people. I want people to be able to, free their mind. People are afraid to actually step out there. They're afraid to speak out. They're afraid to express themselves because they will be judged. At the end of the day, I want people to be able to live there and become better persons. And apart from that, I as a person, I'm looking forward to say that I didn't just come to talk to people and share my experience with them, but also that beyond that event of that day, somebody will say, thank you, I was invited for this program. Really, it's sometimes I become overwhelmed trying to be that listening ear to people. So, and I also know that people I talk to as well, just to make sure that my sanity is still, there. So people are dealing with a lot. On that day, I'm looking forward to sharing some experiences and also learning from people. So it's not going to be me just talking, but it's going to be a very interactive session. And there are things I've already put in place that I'm going to be doing that would get people talking, people being involved and not just come to hear stories, really. And like, one of the speakers just said, I think Mr. Ayo, I want to live there. And okay, sorry, please forgive me, Dr. Ayo. I want to live there and have, I know this year was far better than last year. And I'm really looking forward to 2023. So that's why I'm not just excited because I'm coming to speak on that day. I'm coming to learn and also unlearn something. I want to be able to, by the first or second, I want to be able to have achieved 70% of, so that by this time next year, I would have gone far beyond that in every aspect. So I'm looking forward to come and learn as well, not just to share my experience or hear people talk, but to learn and then put those things into practice. Because I feel strongly in my spirit that 2023 is going to be a wonderful year. And like someone said here, you got to be prepared so that you're not taken unawares. With all that we learned, for me, it's not just only listening, but putting those things into practice. Because I do not want to be caught unawares. If not, the rest is history. So I'm really excited about Friday. And as I tell you, today is Sunday, but for me, today is Thursday already. That means I have one day to that Friday. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, Mr. Chris, I see that you joined us as well. You want us to hear your voice too?
Okay, good evening. Apologies, I came in late. I had another engagement elsewhere. Yeah, so thanks. So the question is, what is my expectation for Friday?
That's right.
Yeah, so what I expect to achieve or to see on Friday is that to get people excited about the future. And just like what the last speaker said, I mean, there's so much depression out there, and there's a guy I was speaking with just during this weekend. He's going through a lot, and as you're just talking, what just crossed my mind that I need to get him to attend this program. I'm going to give him a call tonight or tomorrow morning and just get him there. So I would like to see excitement in people, and hope for the future, because without hope, you're finished. So just create a sense of excitement, this sense that things can get better. I was talking about planning, for the future. Many times people begin to slip into depression where they think that there's no hope for the future. They just lost it. Everything they've tried to do just didn't work out. But that is the past. One thing I always used to encourage myself and encourage people, I said, if you woke up today and this was the first day of your life, and everything you have is as it is, and you just woke up and this is you, what would you say? Most people say, well, I'll say thank you, Lord, and I say, so just whatever has happened, forget about it. Start now and look into the future. So, and I also be sharing a few examples too, one personal experiences of my mistakes and my failures, because people learn a lot from failures. Sometimes we don't talk about failures because it makes us feel vulnerable, but people learn a lot from other people's failures and how they've been able to overcome them. So we'll be sharing a bit of those too, and hopefully when we're living that day, people get excited. And I'm also looking to learn a lot. I see that going through the program, I see that there's a lot that I have to learn. So I'll be one of the participants there as an attendee to learn.
I like that.
Right, so that's it for me, really.
Yes, thank you. Chris, thank you very much. It's critical when you think that you're coming to listen to men like Dr. Abino, to men like Mr. Chris or Coach Bibi or Coach Natalia, and they are saying that they're also coming to learn. Let me tell you what it does for me. It humbles me. It really, really does humble me, because it's obvious that we are not through learning yet. And someone also said to unlearn. Ooh. Chris talked about the fact that being able to instill hope, that there's hope for tomorrow. And when people lose hope, depression is the next thing that hits them. We may not call it that, but I call it, as someone said, it's a quiet time. I said, there's something like that. What are you quiet time for? If you exceed beyond, then there's going to be a problem. So I'm so glad. Dr. Ogu, I know Dr. Osiagu is on the call as well. I don't know, you want to jump in? You want to say something? That's one doctor with his Z. Go ahead, Dr. Osiagu.
Hello, Coach. Good evening, everyone. Just like Natalia, I must apologize, actually. I guess we have so much on our plates these days. But but the Holy Spirit has a way of redirecting you. I had actually come down to do some other work, and then I saw your chat saying we're live now. I was like, oops. And it's already D-Day, for this event. Really, for me, I just want people to be able to make that link between that simple adage about health being wealth, because you're only as productive and as wealthy as your health would allow. And so, it's, just to make people understand why they must invest in sustaining good health, the practices to ensure that they remain healthy, and not just physically, but psychologically and cognitively as well. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to hone in on that linkage and make people come to a greater appreciation of it. Because if you're healthy, then you can do more, you can earn more, and when you can earn more, it means you can continue to sustain better health. Because if you have higher income, it means you can command access and can afford good quality health care. You're also likely to live in a better environment with less likely chronic medical conditions. You've been exposed to those. So that's the link that I'm trying to, and I'm hoping that I can bring to people on Friday. Now, I had reason to make a presentation recently on social connectedness and aging. And, while I was doing my research, I came across, terminologies like unequal longevity, and the fact that, we talk about high income countries, but we also have high mortality countries like our nation, and low mortality countries where they have, life expectancy at birth today for anyone born in Japan, for instance, if you're a woman, 88 years, and for a man, 84 years. Compare that to where we are in Nigeria, where it's 59 and 61. So what are the things that contribute to this longevity? One of it, those health practices. And so I'm hoping that I can emphasize on those on Friday. Thank you.
Dr. Sigwa, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Coach Bibi, I know you'll be kind of pulling this in, listening to this from different perspectives. It's obvious, and I'm going to kind of piggyback from what Mr. Chris had said, that there are people that we obviously, just listening to the other speakers, it's obvious that there are people that we know that should listen to this. If at least, if not to hear me, because you've heard me often, you kind of like me. You need to hear people like Dr. Abina, you need to hear people like Dr. Osiago, you need to hear people like Mr. Chris, you need to hear people like Coach Natalia, who would be dissecting what depression is and how it's a silent killer that we have allowed to be the norm. Good Bibi, I mean, putting all of this together, I know I know your excitement doesn't have any cover right now, but
I'm trying to keep my cool when we're on the call. I've seen me roll around. I've had all kinds of biases, and now the bias is generalized. I've been almost paying to see to have Dr. Abina talk, So seeing them was okay, and then Dr. Zagba, I've heard her talk once, and it's exciting always to hear her voice and see what she's leaning on. Then someone like Mr. Chris, we had a conversation yesterday, and you can tell from the calmness of the engineer that there's a whole load of stuff he could share, and I'm just wondering. So it means Even if I'm asked not to speak, I don't even seem to mind anymore. I could just sit back and just take all of this and take this. Oh, come on. I know some people might have known Coach Nat, on the programs, but most people have not really heard her. They've not, and I've heard her on radio. I've heard her do stuff, and she's on fire. Come on. So it's really exciting to be in this kind of meeting on Friday. And like you said, I personally wish I could throw the door open for everyone. I personally wish we could have this as a stadium and have everybody coming, because this is what makes certain clients seem to do better than us. It's about the shared information. It's about the truths, the principles, the learning from each other, and that's where you see folklore, stories. It's about our being able to transfer knowledge to each one. I spoke with a gentleman yesterday. I've not spoken to him for maybe about 2 years. And he's a technical builder guy. He used to paint for me. I was telling me something on his personal life and spiritual. And I excused myself from a call to talk to him for like 5 minutes. We spent about an hour. Because he was just telling me things. And I was like, man, you went through all of that and you figured this out. It was intriguing. But how many people get the opportunity? And what changed his perception was just the fact that he knew something was wrong in the system he was under. And until he found a way out, that was when he saw that truly he was right and everything changed. He is enjoying relationships and grace like never before. And no more fear about it, no more anxiety. But how many people have this opportunity? A lot of people are bent over, like the Bible said in the story of the woman that was bent over. They are bent over for years, a lot of us. And we're waiting for people to lift us up. But when you look around, the other people around you too are bent over. A bent person can't lift up another. So we look abroad and say, okay, they seem to be standing straight. If I get there, I will stand straight. No, the bending is in the mind. If you get there, you'll be forced up straight and you'll crack. Until your mind stands up straight. Until you understand what makes things happen. It doesn't matter where you are. Until you understand what makes things happen. Have you ever tried opening your door or a lock and you have two keys, two similar locks, but they have two different keys, but the keys are designed the same way? You know the frustration when you can't figure out which one is which. Especially if you're traveling, your bag's packed, and you have like 6 keys, 6 padlocks. They only have difference in colors, but their keys are not color coded. You know the frustration trying the first one, the second one. God help you if the first one's key is the last one you try. That's how frustrating it is when people are doing a guesswork about life. And a lot of us have gone through that since childhood. We've done guesswork. What am I going to become? My dad is a lawyer. No, my mom is a doctor. Then my uncle is a physician. I said, no way. There's always struggles. There's struggles. What would you do with your life? I don't know. What would you do with marriage? I don't know. You want to have kids? I don't know. And people are now pushing us into things. Hey, you look good at, go and do this. You look good at, go and do this. Some people do it selfishly. I say, bro, you can drive. Say, hey, come and drive me now. And you become a driver. Unknowingly, just become a driver. And they won't tell you that you're supposed to be a marketer. They won't tell you you're supposed to be something else. I need a driver now. But do you drive? I'm driving now. And 2 years you're driving, I'll be boasting that I've driven to Kano before. So what? Who cares? Somebody else has flown to Kano. Guess what? There's a difference. It's like when somebody told me one day, say, I called you for something. You said you were coming from Kaduna, from Abuja, that you come by night bus. I said, me? That couldn't have been me. I've never done that before. And I'm not saying it's bad to do, right? But there's some things you begin to look at and say, how does this profit my life? Why do I have to endanger myself? To an extent. But people do that because they don't know any better, because their situation doesn't afford them any better. Until you change that situation and begin to think different, begin to act different, begin to get enablement. It seems as if some things are so far from us until someone nudges us towards them. You know, someone nudges us towards them. I've been nudged in my life. I've been nudged. During COVID, I was not. Coach Enekan had done certain things to me. And anybody try that with me, I'm going to give them a piece of my heart. And then I said, let me just watch what he wants to do with this. The next minute I say, okay, now I see why he's nudging me there. That's why I tell everybody it's lovely to have a coach in me. Just lovely to have a coach in you. Somebody to nudge you all the way. And Coach Enekan, I'm seeing my wonderful. I'm always hyped about him. I'm always hyped about this man. He was a woman now, people suspect me. Pastor Benjamin, I'm always hyped about him.
Hey everyone, I'm Femi Lewis Usenga. I'm a content coach and content creator with Femi Rights. And I just wanted to share something with you. If you've ever had a dream that you want to become a reality, you have a goal that you want to achieve, we're often told, like, don't let these ideas go and to always run with them, right? But I'm here to tell you that if you need a breakthrough, if you feel like you need help and a moment to kind of make these things go from dream to reality, goal to achieved, then I suggest you sign up for NuggetsDay Naija 2022. This is going to be the best place for you to be, and here's why. This place is going to be a mindset shift, and it's for transformative thinkers just like you. So I hope to see you there. There will be tons of expert professionals, coaches that are going to help you make your dreams a reality. See you there.
Because anytime I relate story to myself or people, I'm still wondering, how does this work? And it's
Blessings,
one of those people that will
blessings,
be on
blessings.
it's one of those people that will be at the meeting. So Pastor Benjamin was talking about the excitement. I could like I was pulling my feet that he knows I'm excited over everybody. I am, because I want to also learn at this program. I want to
Yeah,
learn. And I'll chip this
that's
in.
true.
A lot of people think they read me talk. You've not heard me talk. Most people here have not heard me talk. No, most people have not. So be ready, because just having these people, these giants around, definitely is going to inspire everyone.
I am very
And
hungry,
definitely.
very hungry.
So
I want
it's
to
going to be
draw from
wonderful being
everybody,
there. It's
draw.
like a buffet. so Coach Elegan, that for now, let me keep the excitement a little for now, so that I don't go off the cork.
let me I'm hearing Pastor Benjamin say he's hungry. I don't know. We are going there thinking that we're pouring, but what does hunger mean for you when you think of NuggetsDay Naija 2022?
Wow. The the thing I've done. Thank you so very much for this platform, and thank you, wonderful family. I'll tell you, just like Coach Bibi said, Coach Bibi, by the way, congratulations, celebrations galore for you in the name of Jesus. Many, many more greater years ahead. I really celebrate you and celebrate God's grace upon your life. And to the whole team for making this event possible. Big goza, goza, goza for the whole team. And I'll tell you this, the truth is, the most blessed thing to happen to anybody is the blessing of hunger. Why? Because it takes hunger to inspire something that otherwise nothing else would have done. That push, you need to gravitate towards what will feel that thirst or that craving that you have on the inside. I have a hunger because several years ago, I learned something from the great late Archbishop Benson Idahosa. He said, when I take a little from here and I take a little from there, I have a little more. You know what you know. And the truth is, we don't learn by just staying at the level that we are at, if you get what I mean. But when you draw from other people's fountain, you get the privilege to add to what you know, and that makes you better. And the truth is that there are things that, you know, like before Nuggets, you know, you think, oh, you know this probably because you are in this field and all that, until somebody shows you a perspective different from yours that you would never have seen. Why? Because you can only see things from your point of view. But there's somebody who will be in that same room. Though you are in the same room, he gets to see something different because he's standing from another corner. So hunger for me is the opportunity to draw, the opportunity to learn, the opportunity to unlearn, and the opportunity to relearn. And what that also does for me is that it increases, first it builds my capacity. I can do more because if you know better, you do better. It's just a basic fact of life. If you know better, you do better. The only reason people struggle at any point in their life is because they know what they know, and you can't do more than what you know. Do you understand? But if you get the opportunity to learn something, you increase your capacity, and now you can do more. Your potential for success and increase and multiplication just increases by virtue of that increase in capacity. And capacity is like a container. You understand? If you are a 50-liter container, it doesn't matter if they pour 10 trillion gallons into you. You can only retain what you have. So if you want more, the only thing you need to do is what? Increase your container, your capacity to receive, so that you have greater reservoir to do more. So hunger for me is what actually drives me. And when I am surrounded, because I discovered something, association matters. There are things that I've just naturally started working in my life simply by coming in contact with people in the Nuggets team, and to understand how they reason, how they do things, how they take things rather seriously. Before Nuggets, yes, I know that, oh, this must be done. And sometimes, you know, you just want to cut yourself some slack and feel like, I'll do this, but tomorrow, I'll do this, but next week, you know. But when you have a team, you have someone like Uchanekan who says, no, tell me when you want to do it. And then that holds you, that brings a level of responsibility, which is very important, and accountability. Now, you know, people are watching, so you can't afford to just stay in your comfort zone and just rest and do nothing. You know that it must be time bound, and then you get to do it. And then suddenly you realize the excitement of accomplishing something. And wow, that makes you say, what next? And then what next? And then what next? So that is what it means, you know, to me. So thank you so much, Pastor Anekan. You see, let me tell you something. I know that you take your walks and you do all your things to probably keep shape, keep fit, and all this. But trust me, by the time we finish drawing from you this weekend, you might ask if you went to Nigeria to go and fast. So we are ready, and we trust God, and we know that great things are in store for each and every one of us. And please, for those of us who have not invited people or told family and friends, please do, because this is not something that we should just enjoy alone and then tell the stories later. It is something that we need to do, like that woman, that Samaritan woman. I met a man who told me everything about my life. And Bible says that when everybody came and they heard from the man himself, now the Bible says they believed, not because of our testimony, which was also good, but they believed because of his own word. So this is a rare moment, and I know what it takes for, I mean, it is more than love to travel, fly all the way just to pour into us. And I want us to take advantage of this moment and then also call people to also partake of this fountain. God bless you.
Well, Benji, thank you very much. Now, it's interesting because this will be the richest platform you can think of. So there are 9 speakers. You have Dr. Ayabina, you guys heard him. You had Dr. Ogugo Osiego. You had Mr. Chris Opoku. You had Coach Bimbo Shuremi. You had Coach Natalia. You had you're going to have me. You're going to have Grace. 9. You're going to have White. You've not heard him, my brother. You've not heard him. Oh boy. So we are bringing this together so that everyone. So it's not just going to be Costa Ricans. I'm not going to tell you about just life. You're going to be hearing about every aspect of life from different perspectives.
That's right.
That's what makes it rich. You may never be able to get Chris into a room, Mr. Chris into a room anymore. Maybe you're going to pay, I don't know, $10,000 to do that, or get Dr. Abina into a room and say we're going to pay $15,000 or $10,000 to do that. So it's going to be a short place where we're all going to be able to glean from so many minds. To me, it's priceless. Priceless. Thank you.
Thank you.
And interestingly, Coach Aneka, you know, for this month of December, we've been looking at the opportunity of choices and its consequence. Last week we said the consequences could also be positive, the results. And this is another opportunity to choose. Friday, you either choose to go sleep at home and then go to the lounge in the evening and enjoy Friday to Saturday. And then January will come, whichever way you want to do it. January will come.
True.
That's right.
I wish you would have more questions than answers in January. Or you could rather say, let me sacrifice a day for myself. Invest this day into myself. So the day before I'm resting, I've gotten my notes, I pick my clothes, I pick my shoe, either dancing, walking, or jumping shoe. And I'm going to invest tomorrow in myself to sit down quietly and listen to people and share with them. And hopefully I see this happen. That will be the choice. And the consequences will definitely be vivid. If I'm convinced about any other thing, I am convinced about this. That this will become the definition of what you experience in 2023. This is a defining moment for everyone.
Yeah.
So I hope we'll relate that to people as well as we go on.
That's loaded.
So
That is
that is
loaded.
Friday waiting for you. That's Friday waiting for you.
Yeah.
And good enough. Pastor Ben was saying something about how to be hungry, why hunger. I remember a story a senior of mine told me. So after I finished from school, then was HND. He disappeared for a while. And later I saw him. I said, what was happening? He said he packed out of his daddy's house. I said, why? He said he was being taken care of too much. So he went to a friend's place. They got a room, locked themselves in there. He said after 2 weeks of not having money, hunger, he said he suddenly developed ideas. Since that day, that guy been working for himself. Since that day, as he saw his post, he said he's designing doors for Christmas, charging like 20,000 or so. And I've done like maybe 30 something. Every year he's always thinking of something new to make money from, just by his hands. And this I'm talking way back. He said he just locked himself up. He said 2 weeks. Hunger made him to say, okay, now no more food. So what are I going to do next? He suddenly said, so hunger really, do that. And one of the things I probably would share with us, how to develop a productive mindset. One of them is developing curiosity in certain things. Most of us have a lot of ideas. Like when we did a masterclass on quick to make products, quick to sell. I will ask ourselves, what do you have that you can turn into cash? What do you have that you can? What skills do you possess already? What knowledge do you have? A lot of us have things around us. We already know them, but we don't know we can turn them to monetary things, to financial things. We don't know. We just think everybody knows it. And when somebody even points that to us, they will begin to brainstorm on how do we turn it into something that can become a business of some sort or a venture. Guess what? Our minds will still stop it again. We begin to criticize it. I know how to cook, but then my food will not be sweet enough. I know how to cook. I don't know how to do jollof rice. I don't know how to do pepper. I don't know. People know I'm Igbo. People don't like Igbo soup. We create all kinds of walls around it. So, and one of the ways to actually get a productive mindset, one of the steps is to develop curiosity. To ask yourself this very one topic, out of all the quantum of what I know, I want to pick one of them. I want to do a deep dive into it. You'll be amazed how rich, how deep what you already have. Most of us don't need to go and learn something new. What we need to learn is how to use what we know. Starting with what we that's Coach Edek, I think at NuggetsDay 2022, we should to share with the people how we did some of these things for this program. I think we should open up, right? We should share some things, and you see practical ways of being able to energize and activate yourself beyond what you thought your capacity was. Most of us don't need new talents. We don't need new skills. The only thing, if we need anything, is just these principles and how to activate them. And that's part of what you need for 2023, so that you'll not always be worried, always be jumping at every news you hear, at every bad news or every frantic effort. We won't be chaotic. We would have that rest of mind, that peace of mind, knowing that we are charting our path and we've created options around all the things I want to do in 2023. For me, it's exciting. 2022 January, we said 2022 was going to be a year of adventure. And truly it has been. We're rounding it up with this adventure that will take you to a higher one in 2023. Please don't miss this. Coach Enekan, I don't know, how can we help alleviate some fears for people? I want everyone to be at this program. I want you to come with people, invite others, get them in, So maybe, Coach Enekan, please, maybe just a few words before we round up. But what can we do to help people? I know some people have been reaching out. They have some concerns. Oh, I may not be around Lagos. Oh, my work. Some people say I can't afford all of that money and all that. And we're trying to allay this. Maybe there's something you can lay out on us as well before we round up.
All right. Now, because we want people there who want to be there. If you want to be at the program, whether you want to be there physically or virtually, first place to start is to register first of all. Because once you register, at least it will allow us to create the materials for you. That's number one. Now, in the event where you don't have funds or you don't have sufficient funds, don't let that deter you. What we would advise you do is whatever amount you have, you can pay that into the account take a confirmation shot of your payment and send that to either Coach BB, Coach Natalia, myself, or Coach Tom, or even Coach Tosia here. I know she'll be quiet all evening. Just say, listen, this is my name. My name is Jenky Jones. I was able to pay X amount of Naira, and I want to be part of the program. They will bring that to the committee because we don't want to turn back anybody. That's our goal. We don't want to turn back anybody. But then we don't want someone who would go and secure a seat and not show up, because then you have robbed someone else of an opportunity to actually listen to something that could change their life forever. So make sure that now, whether you're going to be, so if you're saying, listen, I would love to, but I can't travel to Lagos for that purpose, then go ahead and register and just let us know. I can attend physically. And once we see that, we'll be able to generate and send you a unique detail to allow you to join us online. It would not be for everybody. It's not an open program for everyone. It's only for those who have registered. So if you have not yet registered, I would say do that now, except it's going to deter your, in fact, we're running up this evening program, so do that now. Let that be what you're doing now. Because if you choose to do that later and you try to secure a seat and there's no more seat, remember we have a particular capacity to fill the room. Once that is filled, there's nothing we can do. So secure that seat first, and then we can now look at what to do after that. That's what and I look forward to seeing you in person this Friday, December 16, 2022. Let's shape your 2023 and the years ahead. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Coach Aneka. And just to reiterate, please, if you have anyone you also invite who is also having those concerns, let them follow the same route. Send us their details. Show us what they need to do. The committee will look in their matter and make sure we let them in. We want as many people as possible to benefit from all of this. So I would like to say a big thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kemi Adebowale. I'm currently located in Nova Scotia, Canada. I work with children and young adults. I'm so glad to be associated with Living Effective Lifestyle Incorporated. They helped me to gain clarity on my purpose, on my vision, and my goals. And I am so happy because I feel fulfilled. If you have a dream, a goal, or a vision, you've got to go for it with everything you have. Don't ever let go. NuggetsDay Naija 2022 is the best place you need to be on December 16th, 2022. The event is a must attend for everyone that wants to be successful in year 2023. I'm encouraging you to be a part of this program, and you will be glad you did. Thank you, everyone.